time now for the Zack Martin Show here on 105.3 The Fan, as the Cowboys starting right guard, future Hall of Famer, joins us now here on The Fan. And good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. You know, huge weekend coming up. It is so much fun to be talking sports right now. Big game coming up for you guys as well. So how you doing? You enjoy your bye?
I did. I enjoyed the bye, relaxed a little bit, watched some baseball, rooted on them Rangers, and recharged a little bit.
How crazy was that Game 5 Friday night, though, after Adolis hit the home run to go up, and then they lost it? I was stunned.
But that was the one. Was that the one Altuve hit?
Yeah.
That was a gut wrencher, but
we
came back and won
7,
two at Houston. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So, do you have a Rangers hat?
I don't. I may need to get one this week, though.
Yeah, you got to get one. With the World Series
I've been
logo.
noticing more and more of them in the locker room.
I bet.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Is there a baseball fan of record, like in that locker room, the guy that's the most fired up?
I don't know. I know JT Tolbert played college baseball. Maybe he's probably pretty fired up. I don't know any other baseball guys. I know Dak was at the game last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities at the game last week. Do you ever feel like going? You going to go to a World Series game?
I would love to if it. It starts tomorrow, right? And then
Yes,
when does it come to Dallas?
Will that be next Thursday?
Yeah, so we'll get tomorrow and
yeah.
Saturday, and then I think we'll circle back for games 6 and 7, which will be Friday, Saturday, maybe.
Next weekend. Yeah, so we'll get the first two, and then the last two. It's a 2-3-2 format now.
Yeah, probably. It's a 2-3-2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see if it works out. Friday, Saturday will be a little tough.
Other than football, what other sports were you playing growing up?
I was a hooper, man. I was obsessed with basketball all growing up until I got into high school, and 6'3", 6'4" center don't go a long way. So I pivoted to football.
So was little Zack Martin, you were dreaming about being an NBA star?
Oh yeah. No, I was obsessed with basketball. Played the AAU. I loved it. And then
That's an Indiana thing, right? Aren't you guys, when you're all Indiana, you're obsessed with basketball?
Yeah.
Right?
And basketball is definitely the sport in Indiana. I mean, the football's picked up a ton.
Sure.
As of late, there in Indiana, but most definitely a basketball state.
Now, I told you a couple weeks ago, my family's from Indiana, and we had framed pictures of Bob Knight in our living room, actually. So they were Hoosiers. If you had success at basketball, where were you going to head off for college? Would it have still been Notre Dame?
Well, my folks went to University of Kentucky, so I grew up a diehard Kentucky fan. Still root for them. Kentucky would have been the pinnacle for me.
Zach, what do you remember about going against Aaron Donald at the Senior Bowl?
Pretty much the same thing as you see now. I mean, I played against them.
It was amazing, you two going at each other that
I played against
that
them.
week.
We played against them all 4 years in college, so I knew about them all the way through.
That's right.
And then obviously, people knew about him, but obviously kind of after that senior year when he started going to the Senior Bowl Combine, he started blowing up, and then, obviously guys start to actually watch the tape. And but no surprise to me because we went against him every season there at Pittsburgh.
How different is playing against him compared to other guys?
He's an anomaly. I mean, he is. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, the guy's an absolute freakazoid.
Is it?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry there. I'm interrupted there. I was thinking because of the leverage of how low he is he hard to get under?
Well, he just makes you guess because it's like, all right, all right, I'm going to fire off the ball. Okay, he'll just swim you real quick and you'll fall flat on your face. Okay, I'm going to try to get my feet down and just cover him up. Well, he's about as explosive as they come, and what he does so well is he reads the blocks very quick. So you come off slow to try to cover him up, he'll explode into your chest there and stand you up. So it's kind of a constant, chess match of switching up sets, different looks for him, because you're going to see everything from him.
Zack Martin Show here on 105 Through the Fan.
So, Zach, I saw something like with Duke Manyweather and what you're doing in terms of helping your body. How much better do you feel after the bye week, and how important has that been for you going across as you're getting later into your career about just maintaining your physical health and working week to week?
Yeah, the bye week's huge. I mean, you wouldn't think just 1 week would make that big of a difference, but just to get off your feet and and relax and recharge a little bit. It is big, and it came at a good time. And then taking care of my body. I was one of those guys coming into the league. I didn't really young guy feeling good, would practice, go home, and the last several years I've realized and found out the importance of putting in all that extra time outside of the building and making sure you're ready to get going on game day. So that's been a huge part of my routine the last few years, and has really helped out.
Okay, we had this discussion, Zach, about things that you eat at halftime. And I was with the Packers, and, like, the quarterbacks, like Favre and those guys, they were eating, like, chili dogs and stuff like that wherever we were. Could you eat a chili dog and then go out and play the second half of a game?
No, that's like a preseason deal. You get you play a little bit in the first half, and then at halftime you run in and you find the hot dogs in the locker room. But I keep it pretty light. I mean, I'm not a huge eater on game day. I mean, I may have some energy chews or maybe a little peanut butter and jelly.
That's right. You
to
told
me
us
up.
about
But
that.
I'm not a big. I can't eat a whole lot on game day, so I keep it pretty light.
Creamy peanut butter, or is that a crunchy situation?
No, that'd be a creamy situation.
Yeah,
there we go.
Love a good creamy situation.
Same
Zach.
here, Chuck.
We were just doing a college football segment, and Rice has a bleeping candy guy on their sideline. He's giving gummy worms and jelly beans out. Did
I've
you guys
seen that
have any
before.
candy?
I've seen that before.
Okay.
Before, yeah. I feel
So,
like I don't know about now, but I mean, I definitely some DBs, receivers. They got some candy going there.
Interesting. So, what would be your candy of choice, since it is Halloween season after all?
I'm definitely I'm a gummy sour candy over chocolate. Maybe unpopular opinion, but definitely a fruity gummy candy.
Is that a Sour Patch One seed situation, or
I like
Star
my
Wars?
actual favorite is the Trolley sour gummy worms. That'd be number
good.
one on the list.
And what do you think of the Gobstopper?
Gobstopper's good. It's solid. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but Gobstopper's good.
So, it really is everlasting.
Yeah.
What about the schnozberry?
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Hell yeah, Zack Martin with us in the GBag Nation. So who's throwing the Halloween party for the team this year?
That's a great question. We got to. We've lucked out the last couple of years. We've had our bye like right on Halloween. We were a little early this year. Maybe didn't plan quite as well, but I'm sure we'll have something going here in the next week or two.
At the Martin household, though, for Halloween, are we handing out big candy?
Oh
or
yeah,
we're
we're a king size house for sure.
Is that because as a kid you got mad
Yes.
at the people that were cheap to you?
Well, that was just because if you found a king size house, like that was the house to go to. So.
It always is, man. You got to know the neighborhoods. And speaking of which neighborhood can we find yours in?
Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
How much volume are we talking, though? How many king size are going out there?
Well, we got screwed last year. Well, we didn't get screwed. We screwed ourselves. We waited to get them like a couple days before, and inventory is light when you wait that long. So we've been loaded up for the last 3 or 4 weeks. We're ready to rock.
There you go.
Now, the childhood trick-or-treating, did that involve a pillowcase that
Yes.
Zack Martin would
Yep.
do? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah.
What was your greatest costume you ever pulled off?
I mean, my one last year was pretty good. I was pretty proud of my costume last year. Me and my wife went as Homer and Marge Simpson. And really went all in on it. My wife got the big blue wig. I had the fat suit, the uniform. It was all yellow. It was great.
Zack Martin here on 105 through the Fan. Okay, Jerry today said a trade is going to happen, and everybody in the media is talking about the trade deadline. It's coming up next week. Is that weird for players when stuff like this comes up to be talking about it?
I mean, to be honest with you, we don't really talk about it all that much. I mean, at all in the locker room or like obviously in our team meetings and stuff like that. So I think it's something that obviously we're aware of the deadline. It's all over the place, but it's not really something that's discussed.
Not a big thing. Okay. A lot of players there now with the Rams game coming up. Sitting here at 4-2, the Rams under 500. How big of a game is this for you guys as far as coming out of the bye week and showing what you're made of?
Yeah, it's a big game. I mean, obviously, we had a good win there out on Monday night, but I think coming out of that game, there's a lot of things we need to clean up. And like you said, we got that week off to kind of recharge, and we've got a big stretch here, and it starts Sunday with the Rams. And although they're 3-4 when you turn the tape on, it's going to be a good football game. They play the right way. They got a lot of players, obviously headlined there by 99, and it's going to be a great test for us.
Coach McCarthy wants to put emphasis on running the football. And I would just always assume as an offensive lineman, that's music to your ears, right?
Yeah.
Let's just tee off and run the ball. Overall, as you had time to reflect, what have been kind of the strengths and maybe weaknesses in y'all's run game through the first six weeks?
Yeah, when you look at it on paper, you're averaging 120 a game. It's not bad. But then you kind of look deeper into it at some of our run per attempt and some of our core runs. I think we can get a lot more out of them. So, again, just like Coach said, getting more bats at the plate and really focusing on those combination blocks and getting that first level taken care of, so our backs can get on the second and third level and make some make some plays. And then obviously the flavor of the NFL is the line movement on first and second down. I mean, defenses aren't dumb. They know the best way to stop the run is to move the line and get you off those combination blocks. So really an emphasis on getting our footwork down and fitting up and taking care of those down guys.
Defenses are getting pretty good at this stuff, aren't they? How often do these things evolve? As you're talking about the line movement there.
Yeah.
How often are these things getting updated as far as what the alpha strategy is?
Yeah, I think it's every couple of years. Whenever you have, let's say like a dominant defense, teams are going to go and look at what they're doing, and even our rush package. Some of the stuff we do with our rush package with guys off the ball, the defensive ends inside, doing all that stuff. You can see that's rubbed off around the league. And then, I look at it a lot of San Fran, what San Fran's been doing the last couple of years. You kind of see that all over the tape around the league. So everyone always says it's a copycat league, and, why not do what the best teams are doing?
Yeah, and everyone wants to now try and do the tush push like
Yeah.
the Eagles are doing. I know you guys have done it. You did it once really well, and then last week Dak said they didn't push my tush enough. What do you think about the tush push?
Well, I mean, it really is. I really, I hate to do it, but you got to tip your cap to Philly. It is pretty impressive how they do it, because everyone's crying about getting it out of the league, and then you look around the league and people are getting stuffed, and they're consistently getting those first downs. So we've definitely looked at their tape and seen how they've done it, and going to go out there and try to put our spin on it and emulate it.
Appreciate you as always, Zach. It's great to hear your insights. Best of luck on Sunday. We'll be pulling for you.
All right, appreciate it, fellas.